Since the stock transfer, Bron has been improving tenants' homes, making them better insulated and thus cheaper to run. This DVD will show you the benefits of external wall insulation and explain what it is. Hopefully, it'll also answer any questions you might have. We'll also be giving you some more hints and tips on how to save energy and save money. We've come to Bron to meet Mrs. Jenny Clark, who's already had the work done to her home. Hi Jenny, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Now, you've had this work done fairly recently. Can you tell us exactly what happened?
Yes, certainly. The contractors come in and first and foremost put the scaffolding up. All the old render is taken off and they fit insulation boards to the house. These insulation boards are put all around the house like a jacket on a tank, which obviously helps keep it warmer. They then re-render all the outside of the house and finish it off with a weatherproofing pebble dash, which obviously doesn't need decorating or anything, which helps me in the expense of keeping the house up.
As you say, you've had the pebble dash done and it looks lovely, but is there another choice of finish?
I understand there is another choice, and it's up to the individual to discuss this with a Bron representative at the time they come to talk about the work.
So Jenny, while the work was being done, were you able to stay in the house? Was there a problem?
There was no problem whatsoever. I stayed in the house, the workmen carried on, and it didn't interfere with my way of life whatsoever.
I notice you've got an external light here and a satellite dish. Was that a problem with the work being done?
No, they took it down and I could still use the TV, and as soon as the work was completed, so they put it back up. So there was no interference whatsoever.
And Bron did this for you?
Yes, they did.
How long ago did you have the insulation done?
I had it done August, September last year.
So about 7 or 8 months?
Yes.
And have you noticed a difference yet in your bills?
I certainly have. I used to live in a 2-bedroom flat just across the road, and the heating bills there were far, far more expensive than they are here. The savings are immense. I've only noticed it in the last 6 months, obviously, because since the work was completed, I have saved an awful lot of money in my heating bills. The heat stays in the house and I'm not using as much heating, which helps the environment and the future generations to come. I don't have to have the heating on. I can turn the radiators off because each one is thermostat controlled individually. So I open the windows, and that I could never do before. So the heat is definitely kept inside the house. When I get up in the morning and put the heating on, I usually put it on at 19 degrees. It soon becomes very warm, so therefore I turn it down to 5 degrees and the house stays warm all day.
So, obviously people are going to have this done in Bron and some people will be a bit worried about having changes to their homes. What would you say to them?
Don't be concerned in the slightest. Bron the contractors they use are very, very helpful, very polite, very courteous, make no mess, and they clear up after them. I would have no concerns in having work done at all.
Jenny, thank you very much for your time.
You're very welcome.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.
External wall insulation also gets rid of condensation and damp. Now, you may notice a little condensation on the inside walls after the work's done. This is perfectly normal, nothing to worry about. All it is the liquid from the render that has to go somewhere, and it can't go outside because of the work that's been done. This will clear itself up after a couple of weeks. If you're thinking of decorating, it's probably best to leave that for a month or so after the work's complete. Prior to having the work done, there are a couple of things Bron would like you to take care of. For instance, if you have any plant pots and things like that right by the wall, could you please move them out? Bear in mind when the scaffolding comes up, it'll stick out probably 3 or 4 feet. Also, if you have a shed that's attached to the wall, could you please move it? Now, if you have any problems, please ring one of our community housing officers and they'll be very happy to help and advise. Oh, there is one other thing. If you have permanent Christmas lights attached to the outside of your house, Bron would like you to remove them before the work starts. Well, don't forget, everything can be put back after the work's completed.
The main reason that Bron chose the external wall insulation is because they tried cavity wall, which didn't work. They tried the waterproof painting it, that didn't work. So they went for this idea, and it's working perfect. I've had mine done. The neighbours have had theirs done for, 3 months now. And told them it's working perfect. They're quite happy. They're a bit so warm. They can open windows in the winter and still feel warm with fresh air coming in.
This is how the external wall insulation is applied. First, the scaffolding is put up and the old render taken off. The insulation boards are fixed to the wall. Then the surface is prepared for the decorative render. Finally, the decorative render is applied. It can be smooth or pebble dash finish. And as we mentioned earlier, tenants will be given a choice of colour. External wall insulation saves energy, saves money, cuts damp and condensation, and reduces CO2 emissions, so it's great for the environment. When these houses were first built, nobody ever imagined that fuel prices would get so high. But by using this method, we can reduce heating costs, thus saving energy and saving money. Bron Afon will let you know 2 weeks before the work is due to start on your home.
There are many ways of saving energy in the home. Of course, if you're saving energy, you're going to be saving money.
Just going to show you some energy saving tips that you can use around the house.
Let's start with the kitchen. For instance, if you're going to have a cup of tea, you only need to fill the kettle with as much as you need, i.e. 1 cup of water, 1 cup of tea. Once you've filled your kettle, make sure you turn your taps off properly, not to waste any water.
Now we'll do washing machines. Bearing in mind, if you do half a load, it uses as much electricity as it would to do a full load. So wait until you have enough washing to do a full load, as it saves energy and money. Give your clothes an extra spin, so if you have to use your tumble dryer, they dry quicker, so you save time and energy.
When cooking, remember to put the lids on your pans, as well as saving energy, because the heat's not escaping. It will cook quicker. Kettles, washing machines, tumble dryers and irons love electricity, so use them wisely and save money.
Right, let's move into the living room to see what energy saving tips we have in here. First of all, you can turn the thermostat down by 1 degree, turn your radiator valves down a degree, turn off any lights that you don't need on, shut all the doors, and if you close the curtains when it's dark as well, that helps save energy too.
Don't leave things on standby. By turning off your TVs, computers and games consoles at night, you could save yourself over £200 per year.
If you use energy saving light bulbs, they use 80% less energy than a normal light bulb. So this means if a normal light bulb costs 10p per hour to run, an energy saving light bulb costs just 2p per hour to run.
If you've got any good energy saving tips, we'd love to hear from you.
And the contact details will be at the end of the DVD.
Some great advice there from Bridget and Catherine. Oh, thanks for watching. We hope we've covered everything, but if you want to get in touch, here are the contact details. To get in touch with your community housing officer, call 01633 620 111. For energy advice, call 0800 111 4242 or email energy@bronavon.org.uk.